Breaking news! New concept art for Cars Land at Magic Kingdom, Universal to haunt Chicago, and chaos reigns on Living with the Land? Again, all that and more on this month's News Roundup. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another News Roundup of fun. You know, it's theme park news. You're deep in it. You're immersed. You're living the theme park news life, and you want to know you want to know what my hot takes are. You want to know what I think, and well, I'm here to tell you what I think. It's nothing groundbreaking. I don't know. Maybe it will be. With me, as always, is Nathan, the podcast producer, Chuckle Wizard. Nathan, where are you? You're on location somewhere.
Yes. Good evening for this news broadcast. I'm on location at a screening of Elio. As you can see, people are very excited for Elio. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I'm a little early. But yeah, Elio. Just hot business at the box office. Right.
Live from the ticket booth outside, we have Dallin with us.
Yes, I'm
selling
here at the
tickets to Elio.
I actually had to pay for Nathan's ticket, so I'm actually down $9 right now.
You paid for his ticket?
Someone wanted to see Elio, and I had to oblige.
I found out a life hack for like these kind of movies that bomb, because I want to see them still in a theater with people, is that I will go on like the Tuesday after on like family discount night, because packed. You get a free cup of popcorn. You get in there for a $4 ticket. Everyone's loving it. I had a great time seeing Elio. We all laughed our butts off, but man, what a movie. Offhand Disney, Dallin, you gonna see it?
That's me.
It's me, baby.
The next
it's
movie.
me. I'm Offhand Disney.
Come on, you know who I am.
I'm Offhand Disney.
I'm
you know who I
Disney. Am. I'm planning on it. I'm planning on the next couple of weeks, and then we got a little business trip coming up, and then Fantastic Four is coming out, which is what I'm very excited for.
Are we going to be in Florida together when it happens? I think it's like the day after, isn't it?
It is. I fly home, and then it's the day after I fly home.
Okay.
Do I
gotta get tickets now.
Do I need to see Fantastic 1 through 3 first?
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yep.
You think that's a joke?
You're missing all the lore.
Legit, guys. We're seeing Elio on Tuesday night. We're watching the previews. It's preview this, preview that. It's fun. It's funny. Like, my kids love previews. I loved movie previews when I was a kid. So a Fantastic Four preview comes on, and my daughter likes some superhero movies, but she doesn't like all of them. She likes Spider-Man. Like, she has a lot of patience for Spider-Man, not a lot of patience for really anything else. But she legitimately turns to me. She's like, Dad, can we see the first 3 before we see this one?
You know what? I said to her,
3. I legitimately was like, you know what? It's so funny you said that, and this is going to make it even more confusing, but this is the 4th one.
And you never know, the way Marvel's going now, it could actually be important to watch the first 3.
Right. Well, exactly. Oh, absolutely. No way Miles Teller's not coming out with a drum set.
Yeah.
Playing a drum set from 6 miles
J. Jonah
away.
Jameson is screaming at him.
Right.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Marvel is hot right now. Coincidentally, I'm also at the premiere of Ironheart, if you can believe it, for Disney Plus. Have you noticed?
I actually hear it's quite good. I need to check it out.
I've heard elsewhere. I've heard other things. Yeah.
I know they dropped 3 episodes this week, and I think they're dropping the next 3 either next week or some other time.
That tells you they don't care about it.
They don't have any faith. But I'll watch it all when it comes out, because I obviously need to be caught up.
So, Dallin, welcome back, sir. It's great to always have you back. What are you working on? What video are you cooking right now? What's cooking?
I'm so glad you asked. It was actually funny this morning. We had to delay this podcast a little bit. I was filming the ending of my video as I get a text, hey, we got to delay the podcast a little bit. I said, great, perfect, no worries. I'm knocking
an episode out over here, baby.
The title of this new video, I have to click on it and make sure I don't besmirch my good name here, is called New Epcot is Screwed. Literally, Dan. Literally, it's screwed.
Yeah. I hear about this. It's a news story we're going to talk about a little bit later. So can we put a pin? Can we put a pin in your screws?
Can we
put a screw in your pin? Can we screw you?
Careful. Screw it. Put a pin in it.
Yeah. Careful. Careful.
Be careful.
Well, we got some hot news stories. There's so freaking many of them. So we're gonna run through them and see what the hot takes are. It's because there's gonna be some hot takes, baby. Hollywood Studios, Muppet Vision closes. Hollywood Studios, Muppet Vision, it closed. I made a video about it. It's great. Dallin, what's your Muppet Vision coverage like these days?
My Muppet Vision coverage, I guess, has come to an end officially. I mean, there's nothing else to talk about.
You got to watch my video, baby, because I bring hope back.
Yeah, I mean, I think
maybe
I've heard
we'll see
some circulating rumors. I've heard some rumors circulating around the sphere, the Muppet sphere,
about Body Wars coming back. When you just say
Body
you hear
Wars
ride rumors, I hear some ride rumors circulating. It's like, yo,
no, actually, Muppet Vision's taking over the sphere at Las Vegas is what it means.
Oh, there we go.
Practical animatronics and everything. So they're bringing back Body Wars, opening up Wonders of Life back up as just the Body Wars Pavilion. It's going to be bigger, better, more disgusting than ever.
You know what's crazy? And I stand by the fact that if they did something like bringing Body Wars back, it would break us as fans. Like it would bring everyone back. Honest to God, it would bring millennials back like you wouldn't believe. If they did things like bring back Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, like it's just
please.
like even if it's like just say it's just for 5 years. That's all we're doing, 5 years, because we know you guys won't care about it in 5 years. But like we'll do it.
Right.
Anyway.
I mean, I know a lot of people here kind of skew East Coast, but that kind of happened in Disneyland with the Adventureland Treehouse. They essentially brought back the original Swiss Family Treehouse straight up to like the water wheel and the water buckets.
Right.
They kind of brought it back, and that's been a big success.
And now Disneyland's bringing back the actual guy who made the park, so it's kind of wild.
They dug him up, and they found the Fountain of Youth, and they force-fed it down his withered mummy mouth. Like
Dallin dug him up. No, sir. They injected a little bit of Fountain of Youth juice into his cryogenic tube.
Yeah, into his head. They
dug him up.
The body is fully animatronic. The body is a full animatronic. The head is actually him, though. And they've, bolted him down, and they forced him to perform a show every 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. He looks like RoboCop if you take off the,
He looks like the bartender in Passengers, starring Chris Pratt.
Have you heard? This might be...
Yeah, Passengers. Chris Pratt's Passengers.
Chris Pratt's Passengers.
Yeah.
The show is like 20 minutes long, and it's like 18 and a half minutes of video about Walt Disney and then 90 seconds of him talking and then it's over.
It's like him at the end. Oh yeah. He's just a button at the end of the show.
Well, great moments from Mr. Lincoln's pretty much that too.
At least you get like a solid 3 or 4 minutes there, but I don't think it might be that long. I don't know. I heard it's like very short there.
Do you think if the Lincoln animatronic goes down, they'll just keep Walt out and he can just do Gettysburg Address?
Just put a beard on him and a top hat. It's the same show. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see any problem with this. That's how you keep people in the door.
Disney's first smoking animatronic. I'm excited. Next month.
Puff.
Well, there will be a day when that thing catches fire, and there will be an iconic photo of it, and it's going to be great.
Oh, man.
I honestly cannot wait.
If it's anything like the Carousel of Progress, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of progress, there's new details and concept art for Magic Kingdom's Cars Land. Piston Peak, right?
He did what in his peak?
He did what in his peak. Thank you very much.
Whoa. Look at that. It's beautiful.
It is
What's
beautiful.
so remarkably stupid to me about this entire thing is that it looks like there's still a big old river there. I mean, it looks like we still have a river.
They had me in an uproar about getting rid of the water, and they said, don't worry, we're keeping the water.
Yeah, no, we got to keep the water. It's the only thing keeping Country Bears foundation in place. There's a little bit of water there. If we take the water out, the bears will sink. So...
And we just redid the show.
Right, yeah. They just got to do it. I like it. We're bringing in the world of planes. I hope that this reinvigorates the joy of cars, because while this is not, Radiator Springs is like the immersive sort of version of this. This feels very fun and cool. And I'm excited for everything to be larger than life and car sized. And I just love
the national parks. I love national parks.
It's insane. It's insane because I was one of the biggest haters, on this plan. And then they released this blog post specifically. And it seems like it was targeted literally only at me to appease me, because it's based off of a national park that's not an hour from my house. And they kept the water. They said, it's based off of lands that currently exist at the parks, like Grizzly Peak at California Adventure, which is the best land in the park. It's so peaceful. It's beautiful. And then they have the little mine train through Nature's Wonderland, geysers and paint buckets from the classic Disneyland ride there by Big Thunder. Come on.
It's a home run. It's an absolute slam dunk.
Come on.
It really is. And the charm of Radiator Springs at California Adventure can't be understated. It's it's all manufactured, obviously, because it's cars, so it's more fun.
Well, cars are manufactured.
Right, exactly. But
Right.
I mean, that's the point, though, because like there are manufactured like flower car parts, and like there are manufactured, like I don't know, like the fountains, and everything is car themed. And there's and like compared to like Avatar, where like now all the like half the fake flowers are sort of like sun bleached, and like they look terrible. Like this just will get better and better, I think. Like in terms of like the big practical.
Oh yeah, as the trees
grow right.
in and the bushes, the plant life grow in, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be a home run.
And what you can kind of see is that they do a really good job of like, how do you integrate Cars characters with, say, the fact there's Tiana's and Big Thunder, and those aren't Cars oriented, but they're there. And if you really look at it, you can kind of, as you can do now, you can do the circumference without going inside of the Cars specific area. My guess is it's going to be hard to see kind of Cars-esque things unless you're inside of the foresty area, right? The exteriors are going to be.
I would bet that the only thing you honestly can see Cars related is as you're walking up, like where you see the Liberty Bell, the the riverboat. There's like some caves that are guest facing. I'm sure that you're going to see Cars like kind of going through like a beautiful landscape there.
That's
but
good.
Then otherwise everything will kind of be like in that. Like kind of contained. Like in berm, a little bit like Test Track. A lot of this is going to be indoors. It's kind of like a fake out, but there's lots of inside sections here. It feels like.
Yeah. I think it looks great. I'm very curious as to what. I mean, they've been very coy about the name, for one. It says "Welcome to Piston." It's going to be called Piston Peak, like just Piston Peak.
Piston Peak is from the Planes universe.
Yeah.
So this is theoretically it's in world. So that's nice.
But then you also have down there in the bottom left-hand corner the Liberty Bell loading station, the building.
Yeah. No way that's not going to be a viewing platform or something.
Right.
Now,
They're getting rid of the Liberty Bell 100,000%. That's not staying. So is that just going to be like an overlook? Or are they going to make that into a
maybe it'll be a quick service
area,
thing?
Quick service restaurant? Yeah.
Yeah. No way. No, or maybe a gift shop.
I think this is step one to get rid of Liberty Square. I don't think Liberty Square fits in all this. I think the moment you have all this sort of finished, it's going to feel like this weird outlier between Villains Land and all of this, and I think they're going to maybe half it. I think Haunted Mansion's going to creep into the edge of Villains Land.
Do you think they would absorb the Haunted Mansion into Villains?
Yeah, I do. And then I think the rest of it's going to get rethemed to more Frontiersy stuff. And then something else will happen with Hall of Presidents, hopefully.
I don't know. How do you I don't know if you can put the Haunted Mansion in villain stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not in Villains Land,
hard pressed.
But like,
as a transition from like the wilderness area to the darker villains area.
Right. It's a spooky sort of thing that fits in both realms.
It'll be a landless ride.
It's a tricky little corner though because of the fireworks and stuff. So
and then the hard transition into fantasy.
You can't mess around with a lot. It's not like you can put a flat ride there or something because they literally have to they turn on like sprinklers every time the fireworks go off to prevent the buildings from burning down.
And you still find the shells in the queue for the Little Mermaid.
Yeah. It's wild. So this looks good. I dig it. I'm
excited.
I dig it.
I was a hater. I was the biggest hater, and now I'm okay with it. I'm fine.
See, now it's closed. By the time you're listening to this, it's probably closed. Tom Sawyer's Island, July 6th.
Yeah. How sad.
Of course, we should talk about the custom character for this land, who is based on this little gentleman from classic Disney cartoons. Do you know of him, Dan? Do you know of this gentleman?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What's his name? Do you remember?
From the Humphrey the Bear cartoons. His name's like Rudolph something. Red-nosed park ranger.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on, I'm looking it up. It's his name is Ranger. The original character is Ranger J. Audubon Woodlore, and this version is Ranger J. Autobahn, as in the Autobahn Woodlore. So it is a car pun. Plus,
cool. Love it.
Everyone's favorite Disney character to tie into the land.
No way he's not going to be a meet and greet that like rolls out like they have like of the fire truck.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Easy, so easy. So that's cool. And speaking of the machines taking over, Disney and Universal sue over AI copyright infringement. The origin story of the Cars universe, of course, AI replacing all humans and then inhabiting cars, a la because the AI's favorite film, the AI's favorite TV series is of course Knight Rider, and he also is a big fan of Herbie the Love Bug. It's weird. We don't know why the AI loves cars that have AI in them so much.
Do you think Hasselhoff was the last human to be left alive?
Yeah, they let him live.
No, they brought him back. Duncan Idaho style.
Like I have the mouth, I must scream style. Like they keep him immortal. They just keep him around.
Right.
Say the line from Knight Rider again.
Hey, congrats on that Dune lore, Dan. The normies don't know yet, but congrats on it. I appreciate it.
They're about to find out, bro.
They're about to find out.
The third movie's going to get wild. The third movie's going to get wild.
I want a big worm guy.
Is he doing it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Denny?
Well, I mean, he's a little busy with James Bond now. Denis Villeneuve just got hired to James Bond.
Yeah, he's the new Bond guy.
Wow. So, we're talking about not the James Bond villain. We're talking about the Mission Impossible villain, the Entity. Disney's suing the Entity because it keeps making Mickey memes.
They don't want it to.
And
Tom
Universal.
Cruise,
Universal's got the Minion memes. Your aunt is going to get in trouble.
Who knows where
now.
this will go? I can't wait to see what happens here because. We all old people are so all the old people in charge of all these kind of like suings are all so stupid.
No,
when it comes to anything.
This rules. This is what I've been waiting for. The corporate needed to stop seeing it as a fluke and start seeing it as a problem, and that's when things get crushed. And like it's truly a system created by people that don't care about copyright law and act like they're above copyright law, and you're not. And if your system doesn't work, it's like saying we need all the gas in the world to run a car. No, you just don't get to run that car. You have a bad car. Like, and frankly, it's weird it took them this long to kind of get into it. But I think they really wanted to have like a hard, fast case and like lock it in before they sued. So I'm thrilled by this because from someone who is a creator and makes stuff, I don't love the idea of people getting to willy-nilly play around with the stuff that I make,
It's too late. It's too late to stop it now. It's open source code.
The moment
that's just been
No. It may be too late to make it, but if you utilize it and you put it out there, that's fraud, right? And if someone wants to put a case, and it might be more of a civil case, I don't think it's going to be, but if for example, every time someone does this and they get, hey, you're doing fraud, this is not part of the corporation, you intentionally put in a code to create this thing, it's no different than pirating necessarily. And so I think from that standpoint, it'll scare away I'm not worried about an aunt who wants to make a minion like, I don't know, go on a date with Stitch, like whatever. But if you have these people that constantly use AI to create images for bad news articles or things of that nature, if you can say this is as fraudulent or as libel, right? I think that's perfectly okay. I just think it'll stem from people being scared of getting sued more than it will be like ethically everyone's like, no, we're not doing it anymore. That's all I'm saying. But we'll find out, I guess. I'm sorry. I know you love making Midjourney stuff, Dan.
Not really. Not anymore.
You used to.
It was a phase people went through.
I mostly use it now to make backgrounds for my kids' iPhones. So, because they want their own thing. You know what I mean? Like,
you as Shrek, or like, what do they like?
I know that it's a mix. It's usually just some weird like picture of flowers with some weird stuff. I don't know. Whatever they want.
Some sort of creature.
Whatever they want. It's the
Lisa
same thing
Frank
that
stuff.
when you can like make your own emoji with Apple or whatever. It's like
it's
just kind of that stupid
Memoji.
stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
These things take years, so it'll be a while.
Universal offhand Universal.
Offhand Universal, not for a couple
Universal
more months,
Kids Resort opens up a new park in Texas, right? This is where it's going to be, Texas.
I'm in a huge rush. I'm going to be there opening day. I'm rope dropping it.
Yeah, baby. They're building it for you, man. When you find out the themes they're putting in this thing.
Okay, so
it's crazy.
Unironically, though, there was in the original pitch concept art for this park, there was a Krusty Krab restaurant, and that is now gone. I've heard.
Oh,
and the Krusty Krab is gone. So my reason for visiting, if I ever go, I'm in no rush to go to Texas.
Has anyone ever officially done a Krusty Krab? I know Kings Island had like the pineapple when they were doing Nickelodeon Luna, but I don't think I've ever seen an official go into Krusty Krab. In the year of, how long has SpongeBob been out? Like 25 years now? It's insane.
I think so, yeah. Since
the guy who made it's dead. 90s, he's been out that long, so.
True. Truly.
Well, R.I.P. the Krusty Krab. It's crazy they're building a chum bucket instead, but it's what the people want.
You think we're going to have one? You think we're going to have a Stardust Racers here at this one? Clone?
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No so what do we have? We've got, in the yellow, we've got SpongeBob Bikini Bottom. We've got, in the pink, Trolls. We've got in the blue Jurassic World, which is, I think, kind of the coaster of them. And then Minions. Though I'm hearing it's like Minions versus or something. Minions versus Minions or something.
And then Shrek, I think.
And Shrek. Yeah.
Wow. Is Shrek still big with the children?
They're making a new one.
I know they're making a new one. I feel like that was a very millennial coded trailer, though. Okay.
It's big with kids. It will be for the next generation or two because it's like it's your kid movie, So you carry it forward. It's why millennial kids are kind of back into Harry Potter, and the HBO series is going to do well because millennials grew up with Harry Potter. It became problematic, but they still have their kids reading it, and so it's whatever. So great, congrats for the children of Universal Texas. May you all live long and prosper.
They're gonna have a great time.
Yeah,
maybe.
Dallin will never go there ever.
No, I'm not. I'm Offhand Universal, but I'm specifically Offhand Epic Universe. So
when's that happening, buddy? When are you epicing?
Yeah,
October is Epic. October.
Oh, when?
I couldn't tell you. This is middle.
Dox him.
Middle.
Classified.
I genuinely don't know. It's the middle of October. One of the 2 middle weeks.
Nice.
Dallin, will you be drifting though? Will you be Hollywood drifting?
Don't know what that means, but maybe.
Universal Hollywood, baby. They got a new coaster.
Whoa!
Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift.
Look at that. They got a little Tron canopy.
You go out to Disneyland long enough. Enough at least.
Yeah.
You could be out here. You could be seeing this.
It's a bit of a drive from Disneyland to Universal Hollywood. It's way longer than from Disney World to Universal.
Offhand Universal.
Yeah, once I become Offhand Universal, there might be a reason for me to visit because this roller coaster is built into the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
So that seems neat.
Because they got no time. Or no space, I mean.
No space.
No time or space. That's why they got Doc Brown.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Building roller coasters for him now.
No time.
Marty! Yeah.
Look at it. It's Dom's Charger.
Yeah.
His dad's whatever,
Do I need to see all 37 Fast and Furious movies to understand the plot for this roller coaster?
9. And no, you only have to see the first one, I think.
Only number 1?
No, actually, you need to see the second one, which Dom isn't even in. But they're doing that cosmic rewind coaster where it like turns.
Oh, they're doing a reverse, like an Omnicoaster style thing.
Yeah, it can turn. Oh. And I read some stupid thing that someone said that it's so that they can direct the screams away from residential neighborhoods.
That's not why they're doing it.
I know.
I don't know if that's how sound waves work.
It's yeah. That made me laugh so hard when I heard someone say that. I was like, what?
The screams, what? The screams that are hitting the side of a mountain, basically.
We need to the
residential neighborhood on the side of the.
Fix public education, man. It's wild.
Come on now.
All right, what do we got in B stories, Nathan? Anything good?
We got more Universal stuff going on. So we have lots of Halloween Horror Nights updates.
Oh, okay. You haven't done that either yet, have you, Dallin?
Never.
Don't. Well, okay. It ain't
what's
for
the
me
franchise?
Either, man.
Okay, what's the franchise is going to bring you? Ghostbusters brought me in. I went and did the Ghostbusters house.
I think they announced it already, or they already did it. Sorry, go ahead.
What was it, buddy? What is it?
I'm a big Five Nights at Freddy's guy. I think that's
buddy, that is coming this year.
Yep.
This year.
Yep.
We got a Five Nights
this year.
Which I think it's going to be based off of the movie rather than the game, because that I think Universal.
Right. Yeah. But also, buddy, there's also I thought didn't you like the Fallout?
The Fallout? Yes. Oh, there's a Fallout house
Fallout
too. I'm also a little bit of a gamer.
You like the Fallout?
Would you like to see it? Would you like a Goggins fake a Goggins to poke his little fleshy head out and say,
absolutely,
oh, what's going on?
I'm gonna walk in there and I'll be yelling. I'm gonna say, "Gog me up! Someone
gog
me!
Gog me up, Mother Goggins! Let's go!"
The fact that the Fallout Boys didn't write a song to like as the theme song like Bare Naked Ladies did for a Big Bang Theory,
right?
The fact that we didn't get a Fallout Boys like opening intro number to the Fallout show, absolute waste of potential.
It should have been.
Absolute waste of potential.
We also
Five Nights at Freddy's is coming. That's cool.
Yeah,
everyone loves a robot.
Yes.
It started as a parody of Chuck E. Cheese, obviously, which is tied to Disney. So I mean, it's Disney adjacent. It's a Disney adjacent property.
Yeah.
It's very Disney coded.
Yeah.
We also have Friday the 13th, which is now known as Jason Universe. The whole franchise has been rebranded as Jason Universe with
wait,
with the I and
yes.
And I gotta find it.
Like
I just
an
lost
elderly woman's password to her email account.
UN1V3RSE for Universe because it's 13, like Friday the 13th. So very cool. Very cool.
Look at Dallin's face. Look at Dallin.
So they changed his last name. His name is no longer Voorhees. His name is Jason Universe now.
Jason Universe.
He's part of the Steven Universe family.
Steven Universe.
Yeah.
By the way, Steven Universe coming back, baby.
That's his stage name.
I'm so excited.
Halloween Horror Nights, Steven Universe, get ready.
You watch Steven Universe, Dallin?
No, I've never seen a single episode. That was outside of my I didn't have cable at that time. I didn't watch Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. I didn't watch really anything at that time. That was my movie phase, which I'm still currently in.
So not an Adventure Time guy. They sort of missed that whole wave. I get that. I understand that.
The only TV show I've watched all the way through my entire life has been Doctor Who, and that's my guilty pleasure.
And it stinks to have that be it, as someone who's also had that.
We're in a bad spot right now.
Where are you at? Where are you at with the Chudigatwa regeneration?
I'm with Chudigatwa the way Chudigatwa is, which is done apparently.
He was so good.
He was.
His scripts
were Russell T Davies.
Hit or miss. There were some really, really good ones, and there were some really, really bad ones. And then
bad ones.
And then they did another stunt casting, and now I'm upset.
Yeah,
it's so fun. I would really love to see Capaldi and Gatwa like together.
In
like Doctor Special. The two of them would be stupid.
It would be
just like stupid.
The banter between them, absolutely.
Because Capaldi was a little gay, if I remember correctly. I think like he dabbled. He
dabbled.
Yeah.
He implied at least that he was
a roving sort of pansexual.
Yeah.
But on the more grumpy side of things.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
There's original houses at Halloween Horror Nights.
So
we've
got a couple. They keep. By the time you hear this, they probably announced more. To be completely honest,
what's going on.
They're doing like
you horror nerds are wild. I just want to say
halfway to Halloween.
Wild.
We're halfway to Halloween. So the first one we have is El Artista, a Spanish haunting.
An Encanto haunted house. Cool.
Encanto. Well, this would be Spain, right? I would assume
Spain. So it should be El Artista, if I do my Spanish correctly. And then we have.
I love you so much, buddy.
And then we also.
I believe this. Actually, I believe this will be Spain.
If my eyes don't deceive me.
Then we also have Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters, which sounds cool.
Whoa,
that just sounds like a sick TV show or movie title.
Yeah, I know. This has got real like Tarantino energy. About it. I like this one. I love a good like North Alaskan one when they do these. Like the Yeti one was sort of that themed that way.
That would be cool.
Or Bigfoot, I think.
By the way, I just want to
Monsters of the North.
Galkin sounds like
Galkin.
Sounds like you translating gooning into Swedish. It's like, well, he's busy Galkin.
He and the boys are getting together to Galkin.
We can't get him out of this room. He be Galkin.
Trying to get him some water, but he won't come out.
Dan, Galkin is the gooning chair.
A glass of water. He's been Galkin all afternoon.
Galkin's the gooning chair you buy at IKEA.
The Galkin.
The Galkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for that.
I mean, look at that guy's face. Come on now. You can't tell me he's
not. Then we also have Grave of Flesh.
Whoa.
I love these concept arts that they release for this kind of stuff because they all really do have like T-shirt energy, if you know what I mean.
Like 90s, early 90s rock band. Not necessarily 80s, but we're not necessarily
they know their audience, man.
They do. They absolutely do. And those are the original ones that are currently making a play. But we have bigger news, I actually think, which is that Universal is so confident in their Vegas establishment that they are now already saying they are making one in Chicago. So we are getting a Universal Horror Unleashed coming to Chicago. Duh, horror.
Okay.
Oh,
I actually think that this is going to work. I think that the market research is there.
Yeah,
I think that like my buddies, I have so many friends who like, work a normal day job and then go see Guar and Ghost and like, Lincoln Park or whatever you kids see, you know what I mean? Or are they like they're wrestlers, you know, what like they're like there's all this kind of secret Satan worshiping stuff that's going on in America.
It's cool, it's hip.
Yeah.
It's hip for
cool.
dads.
Yeah.
Right. And dad's got to do something cause mom hates him,
Yeah,
so
dad.
get dad out of the house. God, please take the kids and do something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As a Disney adult, my mind immediately goes to Disney Quest, but I think this is going to work way better because they're in their Eisner era right now. Universal is building mini parks more hotels, and then bringing the Universal Park experience outside of Orlando and Hollywood the same way they tried to with Disney Quest. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Eisner era.
Even Disney never had something like this. This is like haunted houses are. I'm trying to find an equivalency. It's like if Disney had created Cirque du Soleil or something, and they were like, now we're doing that as a separate thing. Like there's a circus thing that we do because.
Disney has done this a couple times. They had a fast food thing. Right. They had their own Discovery Zone thing. They've done things like this where they just fall flat on their face because it's not what they do. It's just not what they do.
Right. And there's been enough incubating at the parks for Universal to leave and do this elsewhere. And there's like, we know this.
It's
we
its
know
own
this crowd.
separate company inside the business to begin with. So like for them to be churning out stuff all year round just makes sense. We're keeping the team working. Like,
and I got to listen to some Universal creative at the TEA conference this year about Unleashed, and they're really excited, and they have some really great ideas, and they're all really dedicated to like horror, and so they have like fans inside of this who have massive experience doing this for the parks, and this is not in any way a cash-in, if you know what I mean. This is they really are going to put their best foot forward with this, so I think this is going to be a real success for them.
I think unlike Disney Quest, it's definitely gonna work. It's gonna stick around.
And what's interesting is if it kind of wavers a little, I think what they could do if they really wanted to, like they could take one of these buildings, half it to haunted house, half escape room. I mean, I'm convinced that they did those escape rooms in Orlando just to see if there was some potential for those elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I think even
the new ones, is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm,
the Great Movie Escape.
They're open. Okay.
Yeah, and Jurassic World. And
Offhand Universal will learn all about them eventually.
I know nothing about this company. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. And so what's cool is they have these established places and they have these deals, and they could change things up if they wanted to. They could half it to escape room and half haunted house. They could blast out, go, you know what, Chicago didn't work for this, so we're going to try escape rooms. They have the ability to do that.
Omega Mart, like the Meow Wolf stuff works, and there's totally space for
that's a much smaller
immersive.
That's a much smaller buy-in, though. I mean, it costs money to make those things for sure, but like the running of them is a lot less because you don't have a bunch of scare actors and stuff. Like it.
Some of them have actors and stuff. I mean, like some of them do have actors. So I'm just saying that, like, but we have 20-year-olds that will sweat their asses off wearing Halloween masks. We have a surplus of those.
Totally.
So like we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Totally.
Neat.
Dan, let me ask you this. So this is a Disneyland thing.
Don't ask me this. Ask Dallin. He might have one.
Dallin, maybe Dallin.
My channels. I wasn't Offhand Disney from the get-go.
No,
I used to have a different name.
Yeah. He got
is
confirmed. He went through YouTube Catholic confirmation
name,
and he changed his name.
Saint Offhand of. So this is one of those Disney 70th anniversary keys. There it is. You have one. Perfect. which for those who don't know, you buy, I think these are like $60.
Yes.
And you put them in these little keys. And once you put them,
it's so bright.
It's really, it's
really
showing
bright.
up really bright on the camera.
Once you put them in these big keys there, they play a little song, and then you'll see on the side, you can kind of see it on Dallin's too, like they light up to these different icons. And once you have all the icons, the center opens up, and you get a exclusive pin based on one of those icons. It's $60 for a really, really big piece of plastic that does very little of interaction. But that's the question I put forth. This is sort of the hot topic for people. Is this a big paperweight, or is this actually an interesting experience?
Alan, how'd you feel about it? How'd you going around the park? What did you feel?
I made a whole dang video on this, and it seems that the popular, I guess the word
consensus?
I'm looking for, consensus. Yeah, the idea is that people think it's neat, and it's okay to do something neat sometimes, you know? Even if you're not going to keep the key, if you're going to give it away, people think it's just a fun time. And I thought it was really fun doing it on the first day. I did not do it in the middle of the day, so I wasn't waiting an hour in line to stick my key in the hole like everyone else was. But I thought it was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it is a really wise pivot away from just like your normal light up sword for a nighttime parade. Especially if they're pushing a nighttime parade, to have this sort of dual purpose daytime light up thing, nighttime light up thing with interactability. It is a huge memory maker for kids to have something like this. It's way more interactive than bounty hunting at Batuu, in that you actually get something at the end.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very Harry Potter wand-esque in that it has like a lot of like versatility in and out of the park in terms of playability for kids. It also has like this. It's very Kingdom Hearts coded in a weird way, and so like
that's
the fans are turning out from that. Yeah, it's interesting.
This is Nightlight now.
What I would have liked.
I keep the monsters away with it.
Does it now? Here's my question, Dallin. Does it like sync with World of Color and like Paint the Night?
It does not glow with the show. It should.
Oh,
man.
That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a huge missed opportunity in my opinion.
It really, really should. It does not, which is upsetting.
Because they used to have these, and for the 65th, the Diamond, when Paint the Night first showed up,
the 60th,
they had ears and paint brushes that you could run around and change the color of each other's ears with these like magic paintbrush wands.
A couple of friends I went to the 70th, the first day of the 70th, they brought their paintbrushes with them, and
that's amazing.
It still worked with Paint the Night.
Oh, yeah, they still totally work. 100% they totally work. And so the fact that there's like a lack of that sort of interactability, or to say that like they were gonna, if they would have said like, oh, and if you get one of these Disney keys, we're gonna have like 5 more years of like activity, like, because bringing that back for kids and having the ability to like go around and find hidden keyholes that are not like announced, it feels like it's like a web slingers accessory that you can use everywhere. Also, can I use the Disney key in web slingers? That's my other thing. I want to take that into web slingers and shoot Mickey Phantasmic fireworks with it.
Right. Absolutely.
You're really neat.
You're completely that's completely true.
That'd be cool, I think.
Yellow shoes? Yeah, we've got listen, can we use the Mickey Disney key at web slingers? You know, I just want to blast things like Mickey with the gun. You did it a lot in the 70s. You gave Mickey a gun all the time in the 70s. What do you mean Mickey can't have a gun?
Did they hang up on you, or did you hang up on them?
I hung up on them. I'm furious.
Power move.
They act like Mickey never held a gun. Mickey holds guns all the time.
My only complaint with the whole key deal is that it's like 6 of the 9 keyholes just spit out bubbles.
Yeah.
Because the 3 that don't spit out bubbles are super cool. They're super neat. Something happens in the land. It's very like Epcot scavenger hunty, you know, where a scene will happen. But then the rest of them are just bubbles, and that's
we need
sad.
more of this. And like the sheer predicted volume of sales for those key pin things should have given the budget to have them all do something. Like, come on, guys. Yeah. And like also, can we use the key to like turn on the mobile of like the fancy like 70th anniversary or what? Like, we need more. We need more. We need more.
Hopefully this is phase 1. You know, because it's selling so good. You know, we might see some more interactive stuff pop up.
Damn big.
I transported it at home pretty fine. It's like 1.5 feet, maybe.
I mean, it just feels like I don't know. It's
the key to the city.
Concept.
It's gotta be, baby.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot of plastic,
baby.
Man.
Come on.
Yeah, baby. Come on.
It's fine. It is what it is.
It's a nice souvenir now, and I think you can stick it in the hole, so you can redo them if you want to go back.
We love it.
Yeah, and there's a little hidden button on the bottom that you can press on the bottom of
Reset
the D,
it.
I think, that will click open the pin thing.
Yeah.
So you can re-put crap in it for your kid.
Yeah, there's a little
and then go back
little
out.
code you can put in. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a Werther's.
What
do you know?
Whoa, ma, it's a melted Werther's. Whoa, that's copyrighted. Turn that off.
Cough over that. It plays tunes.
Some copyright, huh? Anyway, let's head over to Epcot. Speaking of new things, and things that might already be gone, Epcot has some new entertainment. We've said goodbye to the, what was it, Force of Nature or something like that? Those cool chicks.
You didn't like it? You didn't like it, Dallin?
No, I'm mourning their loss.
Oh, you're RIPing.
It's
yeah,
so
I agree.
1982
it was,
Epcot.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
It was fine. It was weird, but it was fine. I like weird. I mean, if you're going to be Epcot, be weird.
Keep Epcot weird, yeah.
Right. So we have Max and Andar, the amazing masters of variety, which, as you can see, if you're watching, which you can watch on YouTube, of course, but if you're listening, they are spinning plates and they've got real like circus carnival energy, and they are meeting where the forces of nature used to meet.
Honestly, it looks like they got hired by Epic for the Harry Potter land, and just they're like, we got hired by the pocket that starts with the E, and they showed up at Epcot. They're like, just set up. It's fine. You're dressed like a French circus performer. I think you should be in a different world. But come on.
If you told me that these guys were the same two guys that used to be waiters in France, I'd believe you. Like those
they were
circus guys.
Begging. They were begging their superiors. Like, come on, we got the act ready to go. Just give us a spot.
Yeah. Come on, baby.
We're Max and Avdar.
We've been spinning plates for 20 years backstage at Epcot, waiting for our chance.
Give us a big break. Come on. They're from Brooklyn.
Yeah, you just fired all those ladies in unitards and towed away the big spinning globe.
We can charge you for the plates.
Why don't you just let us spin us plates and things?
Yeah, so we'll spin a salad that you picked from the garden, from Living with the Land, right on these plates. Baby.
Come on.
The other entertainment is a new meet and greet character. Well, this
Don't
is
even
what we're
talk
about to
about
talk
them.
about.
They're gone.
No, this is
Cut.
See, Dan, this is shocking to me. You are someone who should be like, we must preserve. Oh, it's third party.
It's a third party contractor. Cut.
Okay.
Oh,
do you? Let's ask
guys,
this
says
quick.
third party contractor dripping all over it. What are you talking about?
Well, hold on. Let me say the news portion first, and then let's get to the commentary.
Jeez,
This is misinformation over there on the left, and then AL, which is short for algorithm. And basically, they are a part of, I do love this little pun, FAIL, Florida Artificial Intelligence Laboratories. Very funny. I like that very much.
Commissioned directly by Ron DeSantis.
Yes, absolutely. And she is a robot, and she is out meeting people. No,
but she isn't. She's a lady.
She's a lady.
You know what I mean?
She's a lady doing the robot, and then
she might fart near you, and that robots don't fart.
No,
even the Bicentennial Man took a while to figure out how to fart. You know what I mean?
That's true. And then he died with his wife.
Yeah.
I remember how that movie ended. I was too young for that movie.
Yeah, but his wife was like a baby that he groomed. It was real weird.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
That movie's. I was just thinking about Robin Williams's The World According to Garp as well. That man was in a lot of movies that if you look back on, you're like, what is this? Why? What is this thing? This is very controversial.
It was real weird.
Let's talk about the Timekeeper. We're just going to keep going without talking about Timekeeper.
No, we'll talk about this. First of all, Robin Williams
beloved.
is the second voice of the Timekeeper. He's not even the OG. So
he was the best voice of the Timekeeper.
He was the best time. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, why is she standing like C-3PO again?
Because she's a
robot.
She's a
cyborg.
Yeah.
She's a cyborg.
Anyway, they're gone already, according to a bunch of people. Dan, do you have extra information about these two?
Yeah, they're gone. They're cut. That's
so
the
what did
extra
they do?
information.
Did they just like walk around and say
they were just like they had like a middle school craft cart and like a Bluetooth speaker and a clipboard. It was real low tech.
Yeah,
it was not very. It was very science fair. Like we hired two college kids to hang out at a science fair.
Science Museum.
Kids Science Center thing. Yeah.
Science
Museum. Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure I love somebody being called misinformation right now. I'm not really for it.
It's on the nose.
hey, I'm AI-driven robot named Misinformation. Okay, all right.
Topical show if you
crazy.
I mean, that's the
Crazy thing about AI-driven misinformation robot. She's the robot that painted the portrait of the bride for the Haunted Mansion
that was her.
gift
Well,
shop.
I was going to say the reason they're no longer there is Disney is suing Misinformation and Al
Right? Yeah,
because of their
absolutely.
AI usage.
They're gonna sue him for every penny.
Now, well, the reason Disney's finally suing AI is because of the next bit of news is because AI's biggest fan at the company is finally retiring, Kim Irvine. And so she's leaving the company after her long legacy where she just took a hot turn right on the artists right at the end.
Just
She
real bad.
did a quick about face, unmasked, said that artists were stupid and she didn't understand why people needed art. And then was like, all right, I'm retiring. See ya.
Yeah, they're not connected at all. They're definitely not connected at all. Certainly nothing to do with the fact that the queue of one of the most cherished rides in the world has a bunch of plastic statues in it from Home Depot. Yeah.
Home Depot? What do you mean?
Oh, there are carvings of heads that are reachable. You can touch them inside of the queue now, at least when I was there. So I think these were added a little later. Every single one of them is hollow. They are just a hollow piece of fake stone, and it is really obvious. So, yeah, not great. Not great.
Chef's kiss, baby.
Chef's kiss on that. Dallin, she has been sort of your, haunting you for a while. So what do you think of this?
I mean, I'm of two minds about it. She gave us a really nice upgrade to the bride, but her reasoning was weird and bad for it. But, I mean, it's, people come and go. It's fine.
You're also
people come and go.
You're also nice. Let me put it like this. She stayed too long and she thought she knew too much, and it was very much time. So there you go. Maybe she's a nice person. I don't know, but
fellow fan of the mansion. What can I say?
Hey, I
don't
get
besmirch my fellow mansioneers, my
I
fellow mortals.
God bless her. She did some great stuff. I'm not like this is it's a Biden. She pulled a Biden. Like it's just you stay around too long.
Yeah.
You didn't know when to exit, and I think they'd be an entirely different.
Kim Irvine's Leslie Knope's favorite Halloween haunted house designer. Is that what you mean by doing a Joe Biden? I'm confused.
No, I mean staying around far too long.
Oh,
and
I see.
Yeah, and I think the thing too about Irvine is like if the gift shop had went over with mad success, if the queue had went over with mad success, I think she would have pieced out and we would have been like, great, good job, right? And she. It's kind of like when Kevin Rafferty was going to retire, and he was like, "I'm going to do Runaway Railway first, and then I'm going to leave." And you're like, "Okay," and then it turned out okay, right? Like it's enjoyable, and like he kind of went out on a pretty okay note. And I think that's always the problem with Imagineers, especially ones that have like been there a long time, being like, "This is my last thing before I leave," and it either works or it doesn't. So I don't want to say she's done anything wrong or anything like that, and I appreciate all the stuff she's done that's been good over the years, but I don't know. You guys are just being too nice, I think that's what I think.
Being too nice. Okay. Well, R.I.P. Kim.
I like
She's
the
not
queue.
dead.
I'll say it. I'm standing up. I've been holding it in. I think the queue's fine.
Blech.
I like
What's
it.
that? Dallin thinks the Haunted Mansion's fine?
Dallin likes the Haunted Mansion?
No. Sorry, excuse me, sir. I want to clarify here. You said that you thought it was fine. Your favorite attraction in the history of mankind, the thing you live for, described as fine.
Fine is a way to put it. I think it's a great queue. I think it's definitely, you can't say that it's not a massive improvement over what we had before with the metal switchbacks just doing nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Sure.
It's pretty.
Now explain me the gift shop, Dallin.
The gift shop is an interesting thing because the inside is absolutely amazing and wonderful with the crystal ball and the instruments and the decor. I think it's wonderful. The outside ruins the forced perspective of the mansion if you're going from Critter Country, or I guess Bayou Country, into New Orleans Square. And apparently it's built from a pre-existing kit, which I don't really care about. A lot of people seemed really torn up about that. I don't really care.
That's fine if it works.
Yeah. But I just think the outside was done incorrectly. Inside is great. That's me. That's my thoughts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what Dallin's saying is don't judge a book by its cover.
I'm saying that it looks terrible from the outside and it ruins the forced perspective. But when you go inside, they got some neat shirts in there.
Yeah.
Dallin loves a neat shirt.
I love a good shirt.
He's wearing a neat shirt.
I'm wearing a cool shirt.
A couple gray boys over here, and he's
Where
like,
do you even find shirts these days in 2025? It's not like
It's
I don't
hard
even
to
know where
find
to
a
get
good
them.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know where you get shirts.
Tariffs. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's like how it's called the Haunted Mansion gift shop. To this day, no one wants to call it Somewhere Beyond.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
I call it Memento Mori and MK.
It is very close to Memento Mori. Memento Mori is a bit better themed though.
Yeah. Tiny though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dan, tell me about movies.
Speaking of unbelievably tiny, why are you looking around, Nathan? That's suspicious.
Gotta hear
Elio
someone come
suffers the worst opening weekend ever for Disney Pixar film and review.
So are they still doing previews in that theater you're in, or is the movie going and you just have like the
we're about halfway through the
background
movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
The movie is down. You got to watch it because it's fun to play the game of like figuring out all the cut storylines and like all the everything that got reworked.
They cut after November.
It's so funny. I have to watch. Apparently, if you watch the first trailer they dropped like a couple of years ago, it is an entirely different film. And so I haven't rewatched the original trailer yet, but I need to. I say go watch it. It's going to be fine. And you know what? It screamed like Good Dinosaur to me, in that it's like, all right, we've pipelined this thing long enough. We've put enough stuff into it. Just get the movie out so we can start working on the next movie. Like it was just that. And sometimes it happens and it's still beautiful. It's so pretty. This movie is like a exploration in, like light refraction.
Okay.
Like technology and animation. Like there's so many beautiful scenes with like light laying on animated characters in ways that I've never seen done in a cartoon before. It's like amazing stuff.
That'll be interesting.
You know,
I hate the art style. I have to say the art style is ugly. It makes me want to claw my eyes out.
Yeah. You know what? It
Pixar-y.
reminds me of, it reminds me of, the Who's in the animated, in the animated Dr. Seuss movies. Like
That's
it's
been
very
the main thing throwing
Seuss.
me off. Yeah.
Very
it looks
Seuss.
like a DoorDash commercial, but
yeah.
I've heard wonderful things about the story and like, yeah.
That's
three
rough.
directors, Dallin. So
Okay.
That's rough. You know what? They'll go on to make some other original IP. I'm excited for what's that one with gophers? People's brains get put into gophers.
Like shift jumpers, something like that.
Something like that. I'm for it. That sounds weird and crazy.
There's the new Pixar movie that I am actually hyped for that I will see opening weekend. Gatto? Are you kidding me? There's a cat that's tangled up with the Italian mob.
Yeah, I'm in.
What
that sounds fun.
Come on. That sounds
fun.
If the cat's got an Italian accent, I'm in.
Right.
Bueno.
Do you think the cat will like spaghetti?
I think the cat will get caught in a shootout between like the Italian mafia and the authorities. And he'll be caught on the wrong side and then he'll be jailed. That's my prediction.
Wow.
Yeah. Pixar's going bold with this movie.
There's gonna be murder and jail.
If they don't parody the Lady and the Tramp scene with two cats slurping a spaghetti,
come
please.
on.
But then a bullet goes through the pasta or something.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Go for it.
Lilo and Stitch live action. It's so popular they're making a new one.
Yep.
They just announced it.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that great?
Speaking of Lilo and Stitch, I really don't. It's whatever. It's whatever. We don't even have to talk about it. It's so stupid.
Oh, I'd love to talk about it.
Elio bizarrely is Pixar's Lilo and Stitch in space.
Pretty much.
Some very similar elements that they pivoted to. What do you want to talk about live action Stitch? Dan?
Oh, I mean, I think it's anti-art. I think it's an affront to everything the original movie stood for, and it made $1 billion, so it's getting a sequel. So that's going to be great.
Yeah. Yep. I remember.
Why is it anti-art? I want to know why it's anti-art.
I think these live action remakes. I liked Cinderella, and that's as far as I'll go. Maleficent was taking a poop on the grave of Walt Disney. Beauty and the Beast was taking a poop on the grave of Howard Ashman. And then Aladdin, and
we won't talk about Aladdin.
Lion King is essentially, I've heard, never seen it, not gonna see it. A shot-for-shot remake of the original, so just watch the original at that point.
For some reason.
There's more Beyonce music in it, though.
I've heard the How to Train Your Dragon remake is a shot-for-shot remake of the original. Just watch the original. It feels like it's these filmmakers saying, animation is lame and stupid, and only babies watch animation, and you're a grown-up, so you want to watch this grown-up movie, even though it's the same movie. Except in the case of Lilo and Stitch, it's not the same movie, it's a worse version of that movie, with all of the soul sucked from it. So, that's my opinion on the live-action Lilo and Stitch.
Were you a Stitch boy? Did you grow up as a Stitch boy?
I was terrified of Stitch's Great Escape. However, I wanted the Stitch hands so bad that I made a deal with my parents. I went up to them, I said, hear me out. Hey, I'll make you a deal.
I know a cat in the mob.
Let me make you a deal. With me. I'll go on Stitch's Great Escape with the rest of yous if I get the Stitch hands at the end. And it worked. And I got the Stitch hands. I like Stitch. I had a stuffed Stitch.
You still have them?
I'm not like a Stitch adult. I wasn't even like a Stitch kid. I just thought he was neat, you know?
Do you still have the Stitch hands, Dallin?
I don't have the Stitch hands. I have a Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear from like 2002, but I think that's the oldest thing that I have.
Other than you?
Other than me. I'm here, baby. It's me, Offhand Disney. Come on.
I'm the oldest thing I have.
I'm the oldest thing I got.
Dallin, you want to tell us about the next piece of news at Epcot? About some screws? How Epcot's getting screwed?
Epcot is getting screwed, my friends, because if you ride Soarin', you see this lovely finale scene with this beautiful lighting system that glows with the lights of Spaceship Earth as the fireworks go off, and it looks gorgeous. So you say to yourself and your family, let's take a look at that later tonight. And you go over to the planter that some people say is shaped like something.
A vagina. It's shaped like a vagina. It looks like a vagina.
The lights aren't working, and you say, oh, well, that's a darn shame. We'll come back later. And as you're walking out of the area, you tumble over a lighting strip that is supposed to be giving off light. You go head over heels into the planter. You've fallen because the strips are literally coming out, peeling out off of the ground. And so how does Disney solve this? Do they replace the strips? Do they do something else with the area? No, they get a drill, and they get some screws, and they drill it right into the ground. And they say, these screws don't really match the white lighting strips. So let's go ahead and paint over these with white nail polish.
That'll work.
Landlord special. Look at that. It's the Disney difference right there,
Yikes,
Dan.
guys.
Nathan's
Holy
the Disney
crap.
difference. It's so embarrassingly bad. Anyway, that's what my video, as of recording this, it is the 27th. My video tomorrow is all about this. It's screwed. It is absolutely screwed. We used to have a fountain there, okay?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You used to play Rocketeer music.
Full of the juices of all the nations. And now we just have one dry vagina.
They saved the nation juice, too. No one knows what they did with it.
No, I drank it. Now I have all the powers.
Only you can bring peace.
Yeah. I'm like Captain Planet, but with the juices of the nations.
Yeah. So you have to return the juices somehow to that planter.
Yeah, only I can return moisture to that dry Epcot vagina.
It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassing. As a new Epcot apologist, I think Communicore Hall is getting better. I think the Communicore Gardens, beautiful. The plant life, the music, it's good. Not as good as the old music. I do think that the new plant life is better than the old sort of future world area, but that middle part right there is
rough.
It's also
like, it's like the third variation on a much better idea. So I like Connections Cafe. I'm going to stand up for it every day.
I think I'm a Connections apologist too.
I love it.
There's a Club Cool. They kept Club Cool around. That's what's most important.
I mean, there's nothing to drink there. It's always out of stuff.
It's gone when you go?
Apparently. No, like, there's all these, like, recent Twitter stuff about how you'll go and there's just whole swaths of stations that are out because they're like, don't. And it might be tariff related. It literally might be tariff related.
Supply chain, yeah.
It's just like, we can't. It's like sitting in a cargo ship in the ocean. So what are we gonna do?
On July 22nd, Dallin and I will be able to report back on what's going on at Epcot.
We should totally do a Club Cool video. That'd be so fun.
Because Dallin and I are going to Epcot together.
Spoilers!
To ride the new test track, baby, opening up July 22nd. I haven't watched anything.
Nope.
I haven't seen anything.
I'm not going to.
For those who are watching or listening, just so you know, we're recording this a couple days before the end of the month because I'm going on vacation and Dan's gone and there's a lot going on. And then also, of course, we're finishing out Epic Month. And so you're getting this a little later than normal. So you're probably at this point like, I know all about Test Track 3.0, but today is when the POVs have started to release.
The very first day, yep. And I've had to mute some of my very good friends on Twitter because they're posting, videos and footage from inside.
Leave them muted, Dallin. It's better for you.
I've had poor Alicia Stella muted since May of this year because I don't need to see anything from Epic Universe. before I go in October. So I've successfully
soon you'll be able to talk to her again.
Haven't seen a single thing from Monsters Unchained.
That's insane.
I'm excited.
Whoa, Good for
really?
you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So
that's crazy.
New test track. All I know about it is that everybody is raving about it.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing but unanimous praise. As they say, I've heard, I don't know if this is a spoiler, I don't think it is. It's Spaceship Earth had a baby with test track. So that sounds right up my alley. Yeah. I love Spaceship Earth.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say it gives very post going down Spaceship Earth the video you create vibes. It's kind of a lovely, opportune, like kind of like optimistic, futuristic. It doesn't feel as like, you know how like 2.0 felt kind of cold, like techie cold. It was like Tron-y and techie cold. This is far more friendly. It's more pleasant.
And the standby wait should go down by at least 10 minutes now because you don't make your own car, which is very exciting.
Yeah. It is weird in this day and age, though, that now that we could have added that to the Play app and like done it all on our phones before we got in line and just tapped it, that they just were like, no, we're not going to do it. And you know what? It's probably like old technology and it's hard to deal with.
It never worked for me anyway. I would never show up on the scoreboard, even if I did make my own car and tap and everything. So
and it never mattered. Everyone always thought that final, after you were all the way, like you did the big speed thing at the end, everyone thought the final results were the things that you saw, when that was actually just the speed portion.
It was just power, yeah.
Yeah, and you never really got to see, I mean, not really who was doing the best job, like overall. You kind of got an idea, but it was always kind of complicated and it didn't make any sense.
And as a kid, like kids going on that ride, my younger sibling was like, so does this like change the ride? No. It doesn't affect the scenes at all.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
It's just busy work.
Yep.
It's just busy work. Theme park
really
busy
glad
work.
That's gone. Yeah. And then I know one thing that I saw from the construction, not from the actual ride itself, but that they opened up that wall back there in the queue so you can see the cars go back up when they're doing the seatbelt check, which is kinetic energy, which I love.
Love that.
Very excited. And we are going to see it together, my friend.
Dude,
for the first time.
It's going to be such a fun day.
We have to film each other's faces as we walk in. It's going to be so fun.
I got my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, baby.
I got my iPhone, so we're basically on the same level here.
I also have that.
Well, it's fun to be free. Let me ask
What's the monkey paw of the month?
The monkey paw of the month. Is as we all know, a monkey paw is when you get something, but it takes something from you, right? And this month is, would you love a night alone at Disneyland, but with a rich dork? Because if you don't know, recently Mr. Beast himself has spent $500,000, according to him, to take over Disneyland at night with his friends. So, hey, you got to go to Disneyland. You got to do whatever you want. But you have to hang out with Mr. Beast, and that for me is a no bueno. But what do you guys think?
I don't think, are we allowed to curse on this podcast?
Sort of. PG-13.
You get the okay, so no F-bombs. It's the most annoying group of F'ers I could ever imagine being around in a public space. So no, I would not spend a night I genuinely don't think that's worth it.
Daniel.
I'd do it. I'd have fun.
Oh my god. I cannot.
I would do it just to see.
If I could actively avoid them.
You have to sit at that table at the end of the dinner.
That's fine.
Here's the thing.
It's like going to a timeshare presentation. It's like, sure, I get a free night at Disneyland, but I have to attend a 90-minute presentation with Mr. Beast at a dinner table. That's sucks. Fine. I could do that.
I wouldn't eat a Feastable for that man. Here's the thing. I think this is all bullshit. Because he's out here saying this cost $500,000 and we paid it and we did all this stuff, and they have all this like very intricately filmed footage and all these really interesting B-roll shots, and you're like, there is no universe where Disney doesn't go, you want a night there? Fine, we'll give it to you. Like, it's a complete lie. I do not believe they did this for $500,000. I just don't.
I need to talk to some cast members too, because I know a lot of cast members. Were they all paid to work that night?
Apparently, everything was open.
Rides.
But here's the thing,
Nathan, that's just what you're talking about. Though is thematic. semantics at this point, because they're talking, if you watch Mr. Beast's content, it's more along the lines of like the value, not necessarily what he paid for. So it's that sort of,
he talks about it in this video, like
100%.
Yeah.
And I understand that with just the context of this video, you would be like, okay, that's like what he presents, and that's like what he's presenting, is that he spent 500,000. But like in like when you watch his like yacht one or his car one, like he's like going to these places, he's experiencing a thing that would cost you this much, but he didn't pay this much for it. So you're absolutely right in that Disney likely partnered with him. It's a huge commercial for Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
And Disneyland said, if we were going to do this,
themed. It was for the 70th.
Yeah,
right, exactly. It was a commercial for Disneyland. But Disney was likely like, if we were going to put a value on this, like Antiques Roadshow, because Mr. Beast could have said it was $1 million night, and I would have believed it, and probably more so than if he said 500,000. So they likely did some kind of like thing, or he probably would have been like ripped apart if he like was said that he paid $1 million for this. So like, but to say that you're right, it was fake, but to say that that's not the point of what people are watching for. But I understand your frustration with it.
I think people think he actually spends the money. But I also would say that it's very bad. It's like, it's terrible promotion, because these are the lamest, and I get it. It's not my age demographic. It's not for me. I fully understand it, but they're just like, they go into Rise and they see the room, right? The Stormtrooper, the launch area. And they're like, wow, this is big. And like, that's it. That's what you get. Like, these are wow, this is rad, dog. And you're just like, who is this for? And it's like, for a park that is like, don't come here. Disneyland is like, we don't want any more, we cannot house any more people to have Mr. Beast show up and be like, hey, like, it's cool to be at Disneyland. Like,
Disneyland's always playing the long game with the stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's
why they're into
Fortnite
specials.
Seats,
yep.
Do all those things, keep the memory of Disneyland going, keep the idea of Disney parks being the place that you want to go on vacation to. Full House went to it, Urkel went to Disneyland. Like, it's like all these things, so like
Urkel went to Epcot. Went to Epcot for a science fair that he was a part of, and he had to deal with science. So that's like,
yeah,
cool.
We learned, we learned something watching that. Do you think Walt Disney, if he were, I mean, I guess he is around, they're bringing him back. He's trapped in the Opera House.
Hi there, Mr. Beast. It's
Mr.
me.
Mr.
Puff,
Beast.
puff,
It's
Walt
very nice
Disney.
to meet you. Would you like a drag of my cigarette? Maybe a chili dog.
Hey,
Mr.
Walt,
like, it's
Mr.
not
Beast
cool to
is my
smoke,
dad.
bro.
You can just call me Beast.
Call me Beast, yeah. James Beast.
James Beast.
All right,
Isn't his
Coach.
name Jimmy or something?
Yeah,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. What? Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Anyway, it's weird to be on YouTube and be like, screw Mr. Beast, but screw Mr. Beast.
We have a lovely segment down we like to do here called Beware Our Guest that we stole from Nathan's old podcast. And they're back to back Living with the Land news stories here. You're not going to believe it.
Well, should we start with those, or should we start with this mock wedding?
Sure. Go ahead. You do the mock wedding one quick.
Okay, so this was at Disneyland Paris. And apparently a 39-year-old British man was arrested because he was trying to, in a fake ceremony, marry a 9-year-old Ukrainian girl for some reason. I don't know if this was like some sort of like protest statement or something, but so a guest had paid $14,000 sorry, I'm reading this from WWNT.com. On Saturday, June 21st, Disneyland Paris cast members were alerted by a guest who had been paid $14,000 to play the father of the bride, but realized at the last minute the bride was a child. So they were like paying actors to fake a wedding
for that.
The 9-year-old girl is a Ukrainian national and had arrived in France with her 41-year-old mother 2 days before the wedding. Apparently, the girl hadn't been like a victim of anything. There was no like, she'd not been forced to play the role. There wasn't anything like that. It was just like this fictional wedding where the bride was a 9-year-old that was being filmed at Disneyland.
Riveting
Paris.
news.
So
riveting news. I'm so glad that we're all deep into whatever the hell this story is.
Yeah, it's so was this like were they just there during operating hours and then they just acted out a mock wedding? Like, I don't know, because as a Disney adult, I had a Disney wedding. I know how these things work. There is no shot that this was official. That this was like run past Disney at any point Paris, of the process.
Too. It's probably a different process.
You think so? I know it's owned by Disney completely now.
Let's see here. He used a fake Latvian ID to rent Disneyland Paris for several hours. He rented Disneyland.
Okay.
He was hired. He had hired about 100 French extras to participate. This guy named Jean-Baptiste Blader. He
weird guy.
Yeah, and then he has a bit of a history with sexual abuse. So cool, great, awesome. So this wasn't a thing, but anyway, they're just like he like owned up to like, yeah, it's a fake wedding. Like he wasn't trying to marry this girl. Like everyone was there because it was fake, but like he's a weirdo.
Why? And that's
why.
So just. Yeah. So I'm so glad that
so strange.
We won't ever know, and I don't ever care to ever think about it ever again.
Yeah, that guy sounds like a loser.
This weirdo, yeah.
Weird. Anyway,
but hey, back living with the land things. A guy dropped his phone in the water, and another guy. I don't even know why it's news. Who gives a crap? People put their hats in theme park water all the time. That's one thing. But the guy, there's this dude who jumped his. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, that's
fine. No, it's fine.
I mean, it's not.
It's not fine.
It's not.
That water is arguably cleaner than a lazy river water. I would put my hat in living with the land water any day over a lazy river water. Any day of the week.
It is gross, but it's not running through the greenhouse deplorable, which
we have right here.
Is never going to a Disney park ever again in his life, because I learned that sand is very like chemically balanced sand. So like you have to wear special shoes when walking in it.
He kicks that sand real hard.
He runs through those trees. That guy is getting probably not just trespass. He's probably going to get a nice bill in the mail for something. Like that guy.
If he would have just like hopped in the boat,
is screwed.
Just so we're clear for the listeners who can't see it, this gentleman seems to have dropped his phone like an idiot in the water, and he has jumped out of the boat and ran back. So this is the tunnel as you enter the greenhouse, and he like picks up his phone and then just absolutely biffs it against the sand that is chemically treated, and enters the boat that he was a part of.
As a landhead, it makes me angry.
There are specific mites that you carry on your feet that they're just trying to avoid actively entering the space.
Can someone tell me why they don't just put whatchamacallit, doors? I know it'd be more work for people.
People used to behave themselves, Nathan. People used to be able to behave.
They used to have a narrator that was live, and so that changes the dynamics. But the moment they were like, no narrator in this long ride, the fact that they were like, we're just gonna leave it open is insane to me. Like even just a small gate that someone's, because they check to make sure you're okay.
Here's the thing though, hundreds of thousands of people go to this park every year, and you hear of 2 people, 3 people a year doing something stupid like this. It's just part of having a park, and it's just part of us all having phones. People were, Hoot Gibson, those idiots
used to do this,
doing the stupidest stuff. So it's whatever,
risking their limbs to get
truly,
risking their bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my testicles ripped off by the Horizons butler malfunctioning, but these guys...
And trust me, he would do it.
He would do
He'll rip your nuts right off with that vacuum.
In a heartbeat. He'd love to.
He's bloodthirsty, that butler.
Dallin, he will do it.
If you've ever been on Horizons, you've looked into that guy's eyes. You know.
Yeah.
That's the archives. The eyes of a nut ripper.
Yeah, the archives have him in a chained box.
Yeah, like, he's not allowed to get out because
he's gonna rip some nuts.
Poor Archivist got is in the hospital.
The fact that Robot Butler isn't in one of the cages at the collector over and Figment is, which is great, but
Guardians.
It feels like Robot Butler would have been a great thing to put in the cage for the collector of Guardians.
He's gonna rip your nuts. You can't do that.
You can't,
savage that robot.
You can't risk it.
He's looking for the Infinity Stones. You know what I mean?
It's like he was programmed specifically just to do that. I don't know why.
The vacuuming is his B mode thing that he does. Nut ripping is his number one job.
Why would someone build this robot? Who would program someone to do this?
Technically, he was like a planter's robot for the fields for nut ripping, but
he got reprogrammed to do it for humans.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I got something to ask real quick, Dan. You're a Figment guy.
Lay it on me.
Is that Figment in Mission Breakout in California Adventure from the archives?
Joe Rohde was just tweeting about it, actually.
Okay.
And he said that it was likely either a found object or someone made it.
I was going to say, because I didn't know if it was made specifically from like an old mold that's new for Mission Breakout, or if it's an actual old prop from the ride.
It feels like it was just some old bits that someone found, which is why the cage is so high up and so front. If you got a closer look at it, I bet you'd be like, "Oh, this actually doesn't look like him that much." But like Rohde said that they were doing everything on a fart and a whistle. So like a lot of guys just made stuff at home on their own budget, which I thought was kind of like wild.
That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool. It's folk art, which I think is just as fun, if you ask me. Just as fun. Well, I have a hard out at the end of this recording session, but Nathan, tell us what you're doing for fun, because we already Dallin and I already told the world what we're doing for fun.
Yeah,
we're going to Epcot together. We're going to hold hands.
Excited! We're going to
eat bao buns.
The whole time we're on Test Track, we're going to be holding hands.
Yeah, and friendship boats. We're going to hold hands on friendship boats.
And
we're going to hold.
Don't even talk to me about how often we're going to go at least 4 or 5 times around Living with the Land together.
Oh my God, baby! We're gonna be drinking that water, so we have the juices of Living with the Land in us, the powers of all the nations of the land.
You'll have Dan. I'll have the land powers. Dan will have the nation powers.
The nation powers together. Yeah. We'll be Nation Landman. So
Well, speaking
of Nation Landman, Nathan, what are you reading for fun?
I'm currently reading.
Gosh, you bring some of the most college professor crap to this segment I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Reading Eratosthenes.
Literally, you think that's a joke, but it's literally what he's about to say.
It's not. It's good. So.
Oh no, I'm not reading Eratosthenes.
So here's the
Diogenes.
thing. So here's the thing. America is way too big, and to act like we are all like in the same culture is obscene and absurd, because it's just not possible. It's too big, and we spent too long not connected truly at all. And so several years ago, a gentleman by the name of Colin Woodard, I think, wrote a book called American Nations, A History of 11 Rival Regional Cultures of North America, where he takes America and some of Mexico and some of Canada and says, look, let's go back to the beginning here. Here is the actual colonies that were sort of created, and how there is Yankeedom and the Midlands and Tidewater, which is where I live, and Deep South. And like, these are specific areas with specific cultural heritage. And in theory, they're their own nations from a cultural perspective. Maybe they're multiple states together.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you might as well.
It makes a ton of sense, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like thinking about America as 11 separate countries, like Europe, and
does
recognizing.
It kind of lay out like in how the country was settled, like sort of like in like each wave effectively?
Yeah, I mean, it basically talks about how like Puritans created Yankeedom, and there are reasons that like New Yorkers are still very hardcore about like certain concepts that comes from that, and how other areas like for example Tidewater, that Maryland is a part of Tidewater, and Tidewater was kind of built around the idea of the same English sort of system of aristocracy, and how like there are people that were up here and there are people down here, and that's just where you lived, and that's the way it should be, and how some of that translated into slavery and other stuff as time went on. So it's fascinating because it's going through all these different histories, and it also makes you kind of, when you hear something insane happen in Texas or something, some law change or whatever, instead of being like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel like, oh, this says something bad about me as an American. Honestly, you start thinking about like, well, I don't live there. Like, that's not my nation. Like, it's a totally different world over there. And so it's an interesting way to sort of recognize.
That's why I think Dallin's so crazy living in Colorado. It's just that he lives, he's not my people. He's just not of my people.
I literally live in the Wild West.
Yeah. Well, I'm a mountain man too, but I live in old mountains. You live on new mountains.
My mountains are all pointy and sharp. Yours are all flat and foresty.
Just like your personality, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a good book, and it's an easy read. It's not like a super academic book. It's very interesting.
I dig it. Dallin, no, what are you doing? Anything fun, buddy, lately?
Anything for fun? Nothing on the agenda until the old duo hitting up the test track collab.
Just sitting there vibrating
so
for
good.
days.
And we're gonna be in costume, but we're not gonna reveal until
I'm so excited. And
you have to watch.
I think we can make this happen. I think we can do more than one video while we're there.
No, for sure,
Man,
for sure.
You're Disney Dan, come on.
Yeah. Offhand Dan.
Offhand Dan.
Disney Dan.
I'm Disney Offhand. You're Offhand Dan.
Offhand Disney Dan. We're match made in heaven, baby.
Come on, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. And then, like I said earlier, Fantastic Four. I'm just waiting. This next July is going to be big.
Yo, it's going to be such a wild movie.
And we're going to cover it on this podcast.
With a blanket. Is that what we're going to cover it with? What are we going to cover it with?
No, we're just going to cover it like a News People's.
Oh,
you're going to talk about it.
We're going to cover it with newspaper, like paper mache?
No, News People.
We're going to paper mache
with
reporters. Newspaper? What are you saying? Newspaper and glue?
Yes, newspaper and glue. We're covering it. I have a page. Yes, I have a Pedro Pascal pinata. Right, could say that 3 times fast.
Yeah,
all ready for our episode. So
is Elio over? Is it winding down or is it still going?
It's over.
It's
and
over.
Everyone enjoyed it.
Everyone
in this theater enjoyed it quite a bit.
They're trying to shuffle you out of there now.
Well,
yeah, so we should probably end this thing.
Nathan didn't reveal that the reason why the theater is empty is because he's not wearing pants and the authorities are on their way. So
I'm also for some reason my police siren's European, so I'm also in London. BU.
It actually says we're like a minion. Anyway, the podcast is over now.
Oh shit, there is a minion. Oh god.
There is a minion in the movie. No, there's not.
No.
Well, I was going to go
see
it.
Thank you for joining us again, as always.
Thank you for having me.
And stay tuned for Dallin and I's channel for our special Test Track 3.0 video,
It's gonna be a video for the ages. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to want to miss it.
The ages.
Race to YouTube to watch it.
Oh, Jesus.
It's perfect. That's perfect.
This has been a production of 710 Media.